Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Milestone One. It's pretty early in the morning, but I just have a craving to read, I guess. I guess this is another reason why I chose to read this, because I really wouldn't want to read Say No Yuta in the morning. Sounds like a bad idea. But we have this, I'm ready to read. Cup of OJ. So what happened last time? They were discussing how they teleported, which sounds kind of like how a teleportation device would work. Like they split themselves in particles and transfer through a mana stream and stuff, but it's one way. So now they didn't reach their destination, so now they're lost and they have to first they just find out where they are. And then we were also introduced to two new characters, part of the enemies against these two anyways. We don't actually know if they're evil or not. Cyan, I think we heard her before, but we didn't have a voice for her. Or not a voice, an image for her appearance. And their boss, whose name I can't remember. Anyways, let's just jump right into it. I couldn't get even a single wink of sleep. For some reason, my body feels so much heavier than usual. Is it because I haven't had any sleep? Probably. It's like all my muscles have gone slack. It's a terrible feeling. Unbelievably unpleasant. Morning. Sophie greets me with a troubled expression. Good morning. It pained me to see her lawn dress covered in dirt and twigs. Even though we had no other choice, I still regret having to sleep outdoors. Did you sleep well? Sophie looked quite out of it as she shook her head. Her eyes seemed to be slightly swollen. Me neither. I was just so worried about my father and everyone in the country. Damn it. I can't help but curse my own powerlessness. We need some information. Yeah. Just who were those people who attacked us? We didn't even know something as basic as that. Why do you think they were after my life? Did they not want me to become queen or something? Putting a stop to the monarchy, eh? Who knows? We can make wild guesses one after the other, but we know too little right now. Let's prioritize getting out of this forest and ascertaining our location. And then we can think all we want later. Yes, good idea. Okay. For now, we need to focus on surviving and making it back to Rosenheide or any of the Alliance's territories. Anything else we can put on the back burner. After walking for tens of minutes, we finally found the first sign that we didn't have to live off the land. It was a small trail. Rocks and other vegetation were cleared. Excuse me. Exposing just the bare dirt. This wasn't the work of animals. There are clearly signs that it was done intentionally by human hands. A settlement must be near. I guess we go this way? It looks like it. For safety's sake, please stick close to me. Okay. As we were finally assured that we were making our way back to civilization, another worry surfaces. All these trails don't look familiar at all. That's right. Just chain break unless I take a drink. So just where is this place? Oh, it's a double train. A rare double train. The forest is full of vegetation that I had never seen before in the woods surrounding Rosenheide, and despite being a forest, the air felt incredibly thin. If we started running here, we'd likely feel lightheaded very quickly. It's not the humidity or the heat, but it feels like it's lacking something. I have a bad feeling about this. Selphine, my lady. What? If where we are isn't in an Alliance territory, then we need to prioritize acquiring sediment as soon as possible. Sediment? You mean the stones for storing mana? What for? Thank you for answering what sediment is. I mean, it's just a rock, too, right? An IRL. Our Comcraft line has been severed. What? Oh, you're right. Our lines to Tinvala and to Knights of the Twin Order have also been severed. I didn't notice last night that my line with my father wasn't working. I kept trying to call him, but nothing happened. Well, why are they out? Why are they cut? The face you're making. It's not good, is it? I can think of two reasons. One, the lines were cut as a consequence of the stray effects. And the other is that we've been sent so far away that the lines ended up getting cut. The shelter is well within the coverage of Comcraft lines. I've personally verified it. For the line to be cut, then there's really only one possible answer. In any case, we're effectively operating alone. It's certainly quite a problem that we can't contact anyone in Rosenheide. But if we were to get separated, then we would have no way of getting in touch with each other. I absolutely cannot allow that to happen. If I could, I'd re-establish a Comcraft line between us right now. But we don't have any sediments. Exactly. From there, another hour passed. The amount of trees diminished as we continued to make our way through the smoothed-out path, and there we saw... town. And it looks quite modern with this smokestacks. What is this place? So maybe it's it's a country more scientifically based instead of mana based. I think you see those sometimes in stories where they don't rely on mana, they rely on technology. Okay. I can't detect any signs of life, of mana. Are there actually any people living in a place like this? She was at a loss for words. The words written on signage. The people going to and fro. The language being spoken. The architecture, technology, materials. I never once seen or heard a single thing about any of them. This is bad. This doesn't look like any one of the Alliance's territories. It doesn't look like we're even on the continent of Sana Ajrizda. Oh no. All of this was far removed from the culture we were familiar with. Just heading into town will need some audacity. Princess Selphine. I suppose this much is obvious, but let's restrict all conversation to using arrow antum. Agreed. And when asked, we should conceal our true identities. Just as a precaution, let's not utter the name of Rosenheide. Yeah, we don't even know what country we're in. Until we learn anything useful, we're nothing but a pair of travelers. Okay, got it. Alright, we need to tune the arrow Aeroratum first, so leave the conversation to me. Everyone's staring at us. Probably got very different clothes from them. You're right. Everyone who passes by us turns around for a second look. Seems like our clothes stand out. Yeah, I'd imagine. We should find a change of clothes after getting a settlement stone. I really like their clothes though, especially Ratona's. It looks cool. But that's probably just because I really like capes. Stay close to me. Yeah. Also, I've noticed this. It's not really a complaint, but like a lot of people stutter in this reading so far. Like there's a lot of like yeah or okay. Like not even just these two. Like the enemies were stuttering too. I don't know. It's not a problem. It's just an observation. Isn't there anyone unassuming looking enough whom we could try to talk with? Just thinking isn't gonna get us anywhere. You there, excuse me, I was looking for a general store. Would you be so kind as to point us in the right direction? Do they even understand your language? Yeah. Interesting, so it's not just one global language. I can't. Wait, was that back? Oh, that might have been backwards. Looks like I'll need to make some adjustments. Let's word that more simply. We're lost. Could you help us? No, it's definitely not backwards. Seems like some of it got through. I think you're a little off, Ratona. Let me. Sorry for the sudden question, but we're looking for the general store. Could you please show us the way? She learned it. I'm not gonna try to read this. It's a little ridiculous. Oh, seems like what Selphie's saying is getting through. But now I'm the one in the dark here. You should watch your intonation for word endings. Oh, and there's a different level of politeness. So they're using some kind of magic that I'm guessing once they hear the language told to them by another person, they can decipher it really fast. I mean, that's a really useful magic. And it looks like it's a general magic. Well, at least it's not like something you need to be specialized in if they're both doing it. Though, I mean general, like it's not elemental based, right? Because Selphie's got the unique one, so she wouldn't be. I'm guessing she wouldn't be able to learn what Ratona knows. So it's something that can be learned with just the use of mana, is what I'm saying. Trying to get that through somehow. Took me a while. After a short explanation, there's a lot of different kind of stores here. What are you looking for exactly? Oh, I understand him now. Thank God. Has it Come on, it's so early in the morning. I guess it's a Tuesday. Of course it's early. Of course the train's running. As expected of the princess, she's exceptionally good at this. Sorry, we're just travelers passing through and we're completely lost. Does this country use any form of currency? Huh, do we use currency? Do you think there are any countries out there that still operate on a barter system? Teehee, I suppose not. Blush. And, see another stutter. And I suppose that means you don't have any money. Planning to do some shopping? Something like that. So you're short on cash. How about a pawn shop instead? There's one right outside the town. The young man earnestly guided Selphie to the pawn shop he mentioned. Thank you very much. You've been so helpful. Oh, it was nothing, really. As he slowly parted from us, he would occasionally sneak a glance at us. My goodness, he's like an open book. Really? It took a while before you managed to tune your Aerorantum to understand now. I mean, maybe it is wind magic, because that does sound like a wind magic thing. And I did guess that she is a wind magic user because of how fast she was. But does that mean Selphine can like use all elements? I'm not sure. I'm sure it'll be more clear. I think that's the thing with fantasy stuff. There's a lot more rules and stuff to the world that you have to learn gradually compared to like normal stories, because those are a lot easier to comprehend. But yeah, not complaining again, just saying. That's not what I meant. Hee, still not very good at Aeroratum? Well, even without that name, Selphine was fluent in no less than 8 different languages. God damn. One can understand, convey, and receive thoughts from other people using Aeroratum more quickly the more they study linguistics. Okay, it scales with languages studies. If I may, King Rusenhyde III's style of governance centered around using the words centered around the use of words as a means of bridging countries. As a result, Aeroratum, stop saying that, because it doesn't sound right when I say it, a form of comcraft was developed in accordance with his will. Okay, so it is general. It is general. Of course, that sentiment was also passed down to his descendant, Princess Selphine. Please don't compare me to royalty like yourself. When it comes to skill like these, we're on a completely different level. Well, I won't deny that I have no linguistic sense either. Oh, come on, let me break at least this much. I've got no other talents but talking anyway. Nonsense, my lady. You're skilled in so many other things. Cooking, medical craft, archery. Oh, come on. I'm just as good with those as any typical person. I'm talking about being better than the average at something. Like you, Ratona. Nonsense, my lady. Have more confidence in yourself. Nothing good will come of putting yourself down so much. But you always do it yourself, Ratona. I'm fine. I'm nothing but an amateur. Now you're contradicting yourself. Ah, jeez. I'd love to be able to invoke some flashy mana craft. Knowing more words isn't exactly going to be of much use. Nonsense, my lady. If you wanted to, you could converse with anyone in the world in an instant. Isn't that a wonderful skill to have? I mean, that's a pretty sit still. I'd love to be able to speak every language in this world. If it were just me, then I could have taken days to tune myself to the language. Yeah. Please do value yourself a little higher. Princess Selphine, you will eventually have to bear Rusenhyde's weight on your shoulders as the nation's queen. Only fools would judge someone based on how flashy or how amazing they look, so please please don't make me utter things that only a conservative member of the cabinet would say. Yeah, Ratona? You're way too young for old lady talk. She does kind of sound like an old lady. But, you know, she's being helpful. Hey, Ratona, wait! I was just joking! Squiddly sign. Exclamation mark. This is the place? Having followed the young man's directions dutifully, we arrived at an old pawn shop outside the city. It seems this country still uses money. Judging by how the man smoked, it seems this society still operates on currency. It dawns on me just how advanced Rusenhyde has become. Ooh, they don't use currency. They don't use currency. I wonder what they use. What the heck? Seems we'll have to abandon our preconceptions from Rusenhyde while we're in this country. Yeah. Is there something wrong? No, it's the first time I've ever seen or held money before, so I'm kind of excited. Oh, such materialistic things. Besides, Rosenheim has sane notes that we use for foreign trade, right? But I've never used them once, just heard about it in stories and all. Well, she has a point. Money is the embodiment of the devil, and twists your heart and mind, right? Kind of, to be honest. They say just touching money would allow Setwil, the demon of avarice, to steal your soul. What kind of cursed item are people making it out to be? It sounds really interesting. I'm so excited. Selphine is a young girl, brimming with curiosity and holding an interest in many things without concern for their actual nature. It's said that it was once the lifeblood of any country, you know. Love for money is not universal. Probably. Whatever the case, as long as we retain our senses as people of Rosenheim, we shouldn't have anything to worry about. Well, that's also just a guess. Yeah, I just wanted to say it. It is all. The real problem would be the gap between our differences in values. Hopefully we have something on us that holds worth for them. I mean, if they're selling their clothes, I'm sure that'd be worth something. Especially Selphine's dress. Looks very elaborate. Maybe even her tiara. There's a gem in it. Though that gem probably signifies, since since Ratona's gem signifies Dualcraft, that blue gem signifies probably royalty, so they probably wouldn't sell that. Oops, wrong button. Perhaps a precious metal? Alright, let's go in. Shopping time. This is some real platinum, ain't it? Whoa, Sprite. He looks bulky. His clothes look really plain too. Obviously, I guess, compared to them. Everyone else, every other Sprite, even the bad guys look pretty fancy. And it's real well made. Never seen manufacturing on this level before. Did she just maybe I did say that she could be Earthcrafter or whatever. Did she just make some metal? that'd be a pretty useful skill. Just craft a sword or something and just sell it off. He seems to be pretty excited about the guardian knife that came with my form. Okay, debunked. Came with her formal wear. The owner seems to be genuinely surprised. Looks like the people of this country have the same sense of value as we do when it comes to precious metals. You plan on selling this, or you want a pawn? I'd like to sell. I've used this for years and years. It's got a lot of sentimental value for me. I'd like to sell it at a good price. Oh, Ratona sure is a smooth talker. It's just a knife for show. This is an antique, you mean? It looks pretty dang new. No patina on it yet. It was given to me when I was 15, so I've been using it for 4 years now. Ah, 4 years. That goes by as fast as a fart for an old man like me. That ain't years and years like you said. Does that mean I can expect an even higher price for it then? Well, I suppose something of this quality, I'll be offering a pretty fair price for it. Ooh. Let's see. How's $500? I see. Something up? Huh? Is something up? Something is definitely up. 4 years may be nothing but a fleeting moment for you, but they were such a huge part of my youth. This knife has been with me all the time, in both happy times and sad. Oh, the bartering skills. Does she even know what the value of money is in this country? 500 could be a lot, or it could be a ripoff. But she's just gonna go for a higher price. Either way. I wasn't trying when I said it had a lot of sentimental value to me. Don't you understand? Wasn't lying, not trying. Well, what does that knife have to do with her youth, I wonder? What does that knife have to do with our youth? Gah. Alright, fine. $600. I see how it is. You don't put any value on the adolescence of a young girl, clearly. Now, if you excuse us, I suppose we'll try another shop. What? Hey, fine. $630. I'll give you $630. Sorry, but this is my last price. Take it or leave it. That face! Oh my god. That's a great face. Very well. I won't forget this good deal, sir. Jeez, you're really throwing me off here, Missy. It's Ratona's evil grin. I haven't seen that in a long time. Ha ha ha. Phew. That was amazing, Ratona. Do you know how much a dollar is worth? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. How much is this actually selling for? Of course not. How could I possibly know that? But I was just slowly raising the price and felt that it was the right time to take it. Good call, though, either way. Unless he was just, like, ripping you off really hard. But even then, you probably wouldn't know, since the values are different in this place. I think if I pushed even harder, I could get him to just go a little higher. I think he was done. It's the devil! Well in disguise! How rude. Well then, should we head off? Huh, Ratona? What about the settlement? Oh! Sorry, I forgot about that. Is that money going to be enough? No, don't be silly. Settlement is nothing but mere pebbles when compared to a knife made out of platinum. Excuse me, we almost forgot, but we're looking for something. What do you need? Are you still selling settlement for use in Minecraft? At that moment. Settlement, you say? The owner's expression changed instantly. What's wrong? Should I keep going? Class 3, no, even Class 4 stones should be enough for our needs. Is it illegal in this country, maybe? Maybe it's like some... It kind of looks like it. He's glaring daggers at me. Suddenly it feels like he's taking charge of the whole conversation. And then... Wahahaha! He then scoffs at us. What's going on? I've been thinking about it since you came here. Ain't from here, are you? Judging by those clothes, you traders? In a sense. Still haven't heard your answer. If you don't have any settlement, then could you introduce us to some stores that do carry it? I thought it was weird. You're here to trade, then you should have passed by a town or two on your way here. Or what, you came here fully aware of what this place is like? You want to make a fool out of me by asking that? Is that it? Excuse me? Oh, don't tell me. You want me to spell it out for you, miss. That's downright harassment, you know? What are you talking about? You know real well that a little shop like this couldn't possibly afford to deal with something so precious as settlement. Oh, so it's super valuable in this country, not illegal. What? Huh? Precious? Did some other shop send you in here just to cause a ruckus? Sorry, but I've got enough trouble to deal with on my plate. Just do me a favor and get out. Wait a minute. Settlement? Precious? What do you mean? It's just Class 4 settlement. Those are good for nothing but serving as little children's toys, right? Wait, don't tell me. Aha, so that's it. You two ain't from here. You're outsiders. Out? I heard about people like you. I see, so where you grew up, just Class 4 settlement is practically just a plaything for little runt, eh? Outsiders. Excuse me for asking a foolish question, but is this place the Outer Pole? Ah! Are you two really traders? Sure, wander around all you want, but you better look up the places you're heading to, or you're gonna run into some trouble sooner or later. We have our reasons, though I can't get into the details. But I promise you, we're not here to cause any trouble. Please just answer me. Just Not gonna let me go, are ya? Yeah, that's right. This place is Cadia City, located in the 3rd sector, southwest from the second pole center. It's the largest outer pole region in the world. Pretty famous, seen as the entire island's part of the outer pole. Seriously, you don't even know that? Where do you two even come from? The second pole? This is the other side of the world. The worst case scenario. Well, I don't know if it's worse than landing in an enemy country, but the farthest place, I guess. Ooh, Chapter 2, Rude Awakening. Galvanize unlocked. Thank you for that information. Let's go, my lady. Okay. Now, hold on there. Little Missy over there said she needs some sediment for communication, I suppose. Now, I'm not sure what you mean by communicating, but are you two mana crafters or something? Sorry, but I can't answer that. Fine, just pretend I'm talking to myself then. Now see, here's the outer pole. This place has been forsaken by those gods of mana that you two worship or whatever. There ain't no mana crafters around here. Concentration of natural found mana is really low, so of course our culture here doesn't work with mana craft. Made sense? We don't live like the other 70-80% of the other folk who do have it. We ain't blessed with the land here, but that's exactly why we've gone and come up with a power that anyone can use. Science. Even if the land here barely got any mana, we use the power of science to squeeze out every little bit we can get. Do you get what I'm trying to say here? More or less, the gist of it. Mana is part of every living thing on this world. It's inside of every one of us. You could say it's the source of all life. And us people on the outer pole ain't no different. Except unlike you outsiders, we can't just pull out the mana that we've got inside us. Mana crafted trafficking and slave trade. Ah, that's right. Here in the outer pole, there ain't nothing more precious than a purified mana, especially humans' purified mana. Ooh, slave traders. That'll probably be trouble in the future. And that's why sediment stone's even more valuable than precious metals, because they can store that mana. Mana crafters can fill that sediment with purified mana. Just imagine a gold goose like that walking all around town. I think you can tell where I'm going with this. Warning us. They'll be kidnapped in an instant to spend the rest of their lives in a dark sweatshop, forced to fill up sediment with mana. Jesus. Watch yourself. Even if you ain't mana crafters, there ain't no shortage of people who don't take so kindly to outside folk like yourself. At least don't go mouthing off things like just a class 4 sediment. That's just be begging for a fight. Us people here in the outer pole, we're all just scraping by, trying to make the most of the tiny bit of mana we got. Thank you for your word of caution. Outsiders? Ooh, mysterious person. Time. I guess we'll end it here. Seems like a good place to end off. Kind of a weird way to start a chapter in the middle of a conversation. Train. Hold on. So yeah, we've learned some stuff. So we're in a country that's not very well, that does not have a lot of mana, I guess, in the air, in the land, and the people. So they turn to science. So they'll probably see some things that they would never see in their place. So that'll be interesting. You learned of possible threats in the future, like slave traders. There's a mysterious girl that knows we're outsiders. Who knows, she might be bad and report it to someone. She might be good and try to help us in the future. And we learn about, I already arrow something, the way of learning, quickly learning languages. Yeah, it was a pretty good episode. Not really action based, but very informative. And I'm sure there's gonna be a lot more informative episodes in this reading, just because again it is a fantasy series, so they do need to set up the world and stuff. I'm sure if I do continue it to the sequel, there'll probably be less exposition and stuff, just because it's already been set in stone. But thank you guys for watching it. It was a fun read for me anyways. And I hope you guys come back, or leave a comment or whatever. Doesn't matter. Bye!